Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take care of the subscription page, which is this page here. And currently you see it's empty, but how I want it to look like is going to be roughly like this. So you see a little text here, then a card. Is it a card? Yes, it is a card. Then we have a little text here, a button here, and so forth. So that's pretty much the UI that I want to build. I would recommend that you try to build this yourself. Pause the video and just try it first, and then you can come back and compare the code. So you should be capable of building this user interface and this entire composable. So feel free to do so. And obviously you can just follow along with me as well. So let's go ahead and create a new UI item. Kotlin file class. I'm going to call this one subscription. There we are. It will be a composable. And I'm going to call this one fun subscription. Now, as I said, I want to, well, as we saw, I want items to be put on top of each other. So we are going to require a column for that. So I'm going to have a column with a height. So I'm defining the height. You see here, it's specified to 200 density pixels. I will have a horizontal arrangement here, and I'm really pasting along some code because it really doesn't make sense for you to follow me typing so much because, well, we've seen how to build this user interface many times before. So this is just a text that says manage subscription. And then underneath, I'm going to have a card. So this card is going to have a bit of padding towards all directions and an elevation of 4 density pixels, which generates this little, see here, this little shadow surrounding it. That's what this elevation does. We've seen that before. Then inside of it, I'm going to have a column, again, with a little bit of density pixels as the padding, in which I'm going to have another column. But this time the column, because you see here, so we have a column, which is this outer column. Then we have a inner column, which contains the text, the row. So this one and this one. And then underneath we have a divider and then another row. So there's an icon and the text. So how can we achieve that? Well, we're going to create another column in here. And this column will have a text which says musical. It's this one here. And underneath, this here is inside of one row. So this row has a text as well as a text button. So I'm going to put another, well, a row underneath here. And the row will have the following values. So it's going to be horizontally aligned. I need to add another bracket here for it. So the arrangement should be space between. And you see that because those two items are pushed aside of each other. So then one text should say free tier. And the other one, the thing that we see here at the very right hand side, is our text button. And I'm just going to say the unclick will do nothing, and it will contain a row which says see all plans, and then icon. So here, this is the little arrow icon, and it has a content description that says see all plans, but the actual text is this part here. And then we see that we have a divider. So where would that divider go? Well, it's just underneath this column here. So underneath that column is where I'm going to add a divider. Now you see this is not just any divider. It is quite a specific one because it has a certain thickness, but also padding towards the side. So it's not taking the entire width as our column would expect you. It's adding additional padding to it. So I'm going to add the divider here to have a certain padding towards the both sides, which means I'm going to use horizontal here. This thickness you can play around with if you want this line here to be thicker. 1 density pixels, however, is the result that you see in my case. And then underneath, I'm going to have another row. And you see here, this row has a padding of vertical 16 density pixels, so padding towards the top and bottom. It has an icon which uses the account box default icon, which is this one here, and it has a content description to get a plan and the text that says get a plan. So that is going to be our subscription. Now, in order to display our subscription, we can go over to our main view, I believe, is where we set up the navigation. So this was where we have the drawer item, and here the subscription. We can import that like so, import from UI, and I see that they are all under UI theme. That's something I'm not happy with. I want it to be under UI, not under UI theme. Let's take care of that in a second. But first, let's load in our application and see if we can actually get to the subscription screen. So we are on add account by default. Let's click on subscription, and there's still something wrong with my subscription. It seems like I made a mistake at the cards here. So let's look at that. I put the divider in the row on the wrong level. I need to put it one level up. So there are 4 closing brackets after this icon closes, 4 closing curly brackets, and that's where I need to put my divider. Because otherwise what I just had is I had the column and the other column on the same level. So if you try to do or put 2 UI elements into the same UI element where they don't have a position that forces them somewhere, then you get this behavior where they are on top of each other and it looks totally janky, which we just had. So now let's go into the subscription screen once again. And there we are. So we have our musical tier or free tier, and then we can go to get a plan. And that's pretty much it for this video. Okay, so thanks a lot for following along. I hope you tried to build this yourself. You should very well be able to create your own user interfaces by now. We have seen that many times, especially for simple pages like this one. Obviously the menu stuff is what we are looking at in the videos so far, and today and also tomorrow. So see you in the next video.